Good day buddies. As promised on our last episode, we will make an ant farm for small ants, like our payroll ants, who has recently started showing their escaping abilities. Welcome to DColonyyt. The hardest part on keeping payroll ants as pets is really their escaping abilities. Because of their tiny size, it's hard to find or make a suitable ant farm for this ant species, but in this video, we will attempt to make a DIY formicarium for them. Okay, let's start by gluing this small openings, just making sure, because ants might find a way out here. Next, using epoxy, we will glue this lid to the bottom of the outworld. After letting it dry for several hours, we will now drill some holes. One for nest hydration, another one here, and here for nest expansions, and one nest entrance, over here. We will use a step drill bit, because it's the best to use for acrylics. We will just go the slowest rotation that we can. For the kids out there watching, please seek help to your father or older brother when using drills. We will now attach this acrylic tubes using acrylic cement. You can also use super glue or cyanoacrylate adhesives. And block the nest entrance before moving to our next step. Just mix grout and water until we got a toothpaste-like mixture. Let's pour it to the outworld. Just let this layer dry for 20 to 40 minutes. And then let's put some guide before putting our second layer. After pouring the second layer, we can add some sand to the top, for more natural look. After 24 hours, we can now remove these guides. Before applying our last layer, we will make a tunnel to connect this expansion hole to the outworld. Just be careful not to break the grout, because it's still not so hard at this time. I will just drop some grout, then tops it again with sand. But it's up to you if you want this design or not. You can always skip this part. After letting it dry for another 12 to 24 hours, we can now remove the excess sand by just putting it in upside down position. Then, we can now add some decors to make the outworld more pleasing to the eyes. For the nest substrate, I'm using cocoa peat, but you can also use dirt or sand. We will now hydrate the nest before connecting it with the outworld. You can use silicone plugs to block hydration and expansion holes. But, if it's not available, we can always use cotton for blocking these openings. I also made another one here, using the same process. I just added some stones, to make it a little different from the first one. I rushed constructing this one, because I only have limited time that day. So we got a drop of glue here, which is not so good looking. I also accidentally hold my fingers with glue in this spot, and another big drop while gluing this side's expansion hole. That's what we get when rushing things that needs time. but we cannot do something about those mess anymore, so let's just continue. If happens our ants outgrew this setup, we can just connect this two ant farms together, to give our colony more space. You can use long tubings to have more traveling distance for your pet ants. But for me, I'm using more than an inch tubing, because I'm only placing this ant farms to a small shelved. If it happens that the ants need more nesting space, we can just add another one, and fill it with nesting media, of your choice. Then we will just connect it here. And another one here, for expanding the nest. We can still add, and stack a series of nest. Just make sure to drill some holes here first, before putting any nesting media, like sand, dirt, or cocoa peat. So that, all part of the nest can be hydrated from the top. We can also drill here, to connect the nest with each other. Let's cut an opening here on the lid, for ventilation. And for easier feeding and cleaning. Good ventilation also prolong the life of ant barriers buddies. So it's really important to have enough of it, in your ant farms. But if you want, a transparent lid like this one, let's make some, using acrylic glass. Let's disconnect them, because this one is enough for the size of our payroll ant colony now. I'm gluing it using acrylic cement, but you can also use epoxy, or cyanoacrylate adhesives. We got this side messy, because of the excess epoxy applied, that we scooped earlier. Before introducing the ants, let's block this expansion holes first. And let's check if the lid looks escape-proof. I don't think payroll ants can escape here. So let's apply our ant barrier to the lid, now. I got hard time feeding them, and cleaning their setup, considering they always swarm here in the entrance. Anyway, say hello to our payroll ant colony, with more than 30 workers. They currently on their 7th week on this video, with their huge file of broods. Let's see if we can focus on them. I really tried, guys. For 30 minutes maybe, but I couldn't. One reason, maybe because their test tube isn't that clear anymore. Anyway, let's connect their test tube to the formicarium, using this tubing. Let's just put some masking tape to prevent them from detaching. Let's expose their nest, to convince them to move out as soon as possible. Although, I'm not sure when. It may take days, weeks, or even months. because sometimes, it's really hard for ants to leave their founding test tube. In just under a minute, the workers started exploring the outworld. For their welcome party, let's offer them a baby roach. Looks like the ants are more interested to the new place than the roach right now. But several minutes later, after getting tired for exploring the whole new land, the ants are now ready to swarm the roach. They started by decapitating the limbs of D-roach, and bring it to the nest, one by one. So guys, what do you think of our DIY ant farm in today's video? You can share your thoughts or suggestions on the comments. Maybe I'll make an update when the Pyro ants completely move to the Formicarium. And if I'm lucky enough to film the migration, I will definitely make a video of it. I just hope you have learned something from this video, guys. Be a genie for the first time by granting my wish and tapping the like and share button. That would help a lot. This is DColonyyt saying goodbye for now, but hoping to see you on my next videos.